Welcome. Now today I will discuss about the photoelectric effect. Which was first observed by Henry Hertz in 1887 when light having suitable frequency fall on the metals, the electrons are ejected. These electrons are called photoelectrons, and the electrons moves in the external circuit is called the photocurrent, and this total process is called the photoelectric effect. Now I will share the screen. So this is the photoelectric effect. When a beam of light, okay, that is when a beam of light of suitable frequency, here it is, of suitable frequency fall on the metal surface like potassium, sodium, rubidium, cesium, etc., electrons are ejected. So these electrons is called the photoelectrons. This electron is collected by the detector. Here is the detector, and as the electrons collides the detector, the electron undergo move in external circuit. These electrons move in the external circuit. As a result, the electric current flow in the external circuit. The electric current flow in opposite direction to the flow of electron, and this electric current flows in the external circuit is called the photocurrent. Photocurrent. This phenomena was first observed by Henry Hertz, the name of scientist Henry Hertz, in 1887. Henry Hertz. The following results are obtained in this effect. First is electrons are ejected from the metal surface as soon as the beam of light strikes the surface. That means there is no time lag. As soon as the light beam having suitable frequency fall on the metal surfaces, electrons are ejected. This is the first result of this experiment. Then second result, the number of electron ejected is proportional to the intensity. If more number of photons, that means light incident, fall or strikes on the metal surfaces, the more the electron is ejected. The number of electron is proportional. That means if intensity of the light increases, intensity is called the brightness. The brightness or intensity of the light increases, the photo current also flow increases, as well as photoelectrons also increases. The number of photoelectrons increases with increase of intensity. With increase of intensity, number of photoelectrons increases. As a result, number of photocurrent is also increased. Photocurrent is directly proportional to the intensity. Similarly, next observation result was found. For each metal, there is a characteristic minimum frequency nu. This is called the nu, below which photoelectric effect is not observed. That means if the light having frequency nu, the frequency of light is equal to nu, and the frequency of electron on the metal is equal to nu naught. The frequency of light should be greater than the frequency of the electron. This is called the threshold frequency. Threshold frequency. This is known as a frequency of light. The frequency of light should be greater than the threshold frequency of the electron in metal plate. Otherwise, no electron is ejected. It should be greater. For each characteristic metal plate, there should be a threshold frequency. For particular metal, the threshold frequency is different for different metal plate. For each metal, there is a characteristic minimum frequency nu naught. This is called nu naught. Threshold frequency is called known as a threshold frequency. Threshold frequency nu naught. Below which photoelectric is not observed. That means incident photon should be greater frequency than the threshold frequency. And the kinetic energy of electron increases with increase in frequency. The kinetic energy increases if the frequency of incident light is greater than the threshold frequency, then rest part of the energy goes to the threshold energy and remaining part of the energy convert to kinetic energy. This is the statement observed by the Henry Hertz. That means we know that according to the law of conservation of energy, according to the law of conservation of energy, to the law of conservation of energy, the energy of incident light is equal to h nu. Energy of incident light is equal to h nu. That means nu is the frequency of light is equal to the energy, that is threshold energy, h nu naught plus kinetic energy. This is the energy of incident light This is the threshold energy, or it is called work function energy. That means incident light energy should be greater than threshold energy. Then rest amount of energy convert to kinetic energy. You can arrange this equation. H nu is equal to h nu naught plus k, or h nu is equal to h nu naught plus kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. This is the equation. But classical physics would not explain this phenomena. Classical physics suggests that the energy emitted by the body in form of wave packet. Classical physics suggests that, suppose this is a body. Okay, this is a body. Classical physics suggests energy emitted by a body in form of wave. If energy emitted in the form of wave, then according to classical physics, if you increase the intensity of the radiation, then the kinetic energy also increases, but it is not observed. Intensity does not depend upon the increase in kinetic energy. Okay, whereas kinetic energy depend upon the frequency. The classical physics fails in the above ground, but later 1905 Albert Einstein in 1905 Albert Einstein explained this phenomena on basis of a quantum theory of radiation. Quantum theory of radiation. He suggests that the energy emitted by body in form of small energy packets, that is called the wave packets. Small energy packet, and each packet of energy is called photons. He suggests that energy emitted by body in form small packets, packet energy. Okay. This is the okay. Small packet, discrete number of wave packets. This is called packet. Each packet of energy is called the photon. This is called the photon, h nu. It can emit the discrete number of energy packets, and it can emit whole number. That means E directly proportional to nu, and E is equal to h nu, and it can emit whole number of packet. E is equal to nh nu. This principle applies that it can emit whole number of packet of energy discontinuously, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. So Max Planck successfully explained that according to him, when photon of sufficient energy strikes the metal surfaces, it transfers its energy to the electron of the atom of metal instantaneously, and the electron is ejected without any time lag. That means there is no time lag between the incident photon and the ejected electron. A part of energy is used to eject the electron from the metal surfaces to overcome the attractive force of the nucleus, that is called the work function. The sufficient energy should have, and the other part of energy is converted to kinetic energy. The part of energy is used to overcome the attractive force. That means if light radiation, this is the h nu, one photon is another photon, the number of photon when collides on the metal surface, its frequency should be high than the threshold frequency of the metal surfaces. Then if one photon strikes on the metal surface, one electron is ejected. Similarly, another photon strikes on the metal surfaces, another electron ejected, provided that this incident photon should have a greater frequency. That means the frequency of incident radiation should be greater than the threshold frequency. This is the photon frequency of the electron that is in the metal plate, that is threshold frequency. It should be greater. Otherwise, no electron is ejected. That means if we increase the intensity then kinetic energy also increases. Similarly, another photon strikes on the metal surfaces, H nu, and electrons also ejected. But classical physics suggests that with increase in intensity, the kinetic energy should increase, but it is not observed. Einstein explained with the help of quantum theory of electromagnetic radiation that energy does not depend upon the intensity, whereas kinetic energy depends upon the frequency. With the increase in frequency, the kinetic energy also increases. Greater the energy possessed by the photon, greater will be the transfer energy of the electron and greater the kinetic energy. Okay. That means we saw the graphical representation. Graphical representation. Here is the kinetic energy. Here is the frequency, nu. Frequency of light. This is the nu, the frequency of light. It is observed that this point is known as a threshold frequency nu naught for any matter. Suppose this is a rubidium. Similarly, for potassium, this curve is this. For potassium, this is the threshold frequency. Then similarly for sodium, here is the threshold frequency. For every metal, there is a minimum frequency known as a threshold frequency. Threshold frequency is dependent upon the metal plate. Here, the threshold frequency is for rubidium is 2.09 eV. So this is called work function. This is the frequency or threshold frequency for metal. Threshold frequency, and E is equal to H nu naught, or E naught is equal to, this is called threshold energy. Reference, hold energy. This is the threshold energy, which unit in electron volt, 2.09. This is threshold energy multiplied by H Planck's constant. Similarly, threshold energy for potassium, which is 2.25 volt. It is the 2.25 volt, electron volt. Similarly, threshold frequency of sodium, which is equal to 2.30 eV, electron volt. That means here the threshold energy increases in this way. Threshold energy here increases. Here threshold energy increases. H nu naught here increases. This is the graphical representation. For every metal, there is a minimum frequency, that is a threshold frequency. Similarly, another graphical representation, this is graph 1. Like graph 2. We draw the graph intensity versus photocurrent. This is the intensity. This is the photocurrent. The intensity is directly proportional to the photocurrent. If more number of photons collides on the metal surface, it means the brightness increases, then photocurrent will increase. Is directly proportional. This is the directly proportional. Provided that nu greater than nu naught, otherwise no photocurrent will produce. If nu less than nu naught, no photocurrent is produced. Intensity increases, photocurrent also increase. Directly proportional, provided that nu greater than nu naught. This is the condition. Then this is the graph 2. Another graph, graphical representation. Kinetic energy versus intensity. Draw the graph. Kinetic energy versus intensity. This is the kinetic energy, the intensity. The kinetic energy versus intensity. That means if they increase the intensity, means more number of light radiation fall on the metal surfaces. The kinetic energy does not increases. Kinetic energy depend upon the frequency, so it remain constant. Kinetic energy versus intensity. Kinetic does not depend on the increase in intensity. This is the graph 3. So Einstein successfully explained, he gave the equation h nu is equal to h nu naught plus half mv square, or h into nu minus nu naught is equal to half mv square. This is the equation Einstein explain it with the help of quantum theory of radiation. This is also called work function. This is called the work function. It may be represented in the following way: h nu is equal to wo, work function, plus half mv square. This is the another form, work function. Einstein satisfactorily explain it with help of quantum theory of radiation. That means the light emitted by the body or energy emitted by the body is not continuously but discontinuously in from a small packet. Each packet of energy called quantum. For light, each packet of energy called the photon. And it can emit whole number of packets. Whole number. 1 photon, 2 photon, 3, not fraction. But it can emit the energy discontinuously way. It can emit energy in a discontinuous way. Continuously, not continuously, discontinuously. But we are not observing this because the main drawback of our human eye, it cannot count more than 20 events per second. Human eye cannot counts more than 20 events per second. The main drawback of human eye. But the energy emitted by the light is million and millions photon per second. So if more than 20 events are emitted by the body, then human eye does not count it, does not calculate. Human eye is not very sensitivity. It cannot count more than 20 events per second. Hence, it seems to be continuous because the light radiation emitted in million and millions of photon per second. So it seems to be continuous. This is all about the Planck's quantum theory of radiation based on its photoelectric effect. Einstein successfully explained to it. Now